the funniest thing that ever happened in the courthouse, or in my courtroom. It was a civil case that involved a incident at State Fair Park. The plaintiff claimed she was bought, I thought a cream puff, but it could have been another product. She sat in a chair, or he sat in a chair, I'm sorry, and the chair collapsed. It sounded like a simple case. They sued the manufacturer of the chair and the company. The manufacturer hired an expert who said these chairs, if they're opened properly, cannot collapse. They brought the chair, a similar chair to court. The defense expert came down from the stand, opened up the chair, said, "This is it. It's locked now. It's solid." He sat down in the chair and it collapsed underneath him. I started laughing. The jury started laughing so hard we had to take a recess. I had to excuse the jury. And the irony of the whole thing is the defense won the case at the end.
I had a divorce this year where some people in their 80s were getting divorced without attorneys. And when the woman came up, of course in her 80s, and they were married in 1960, and I asked them, "When did you separate?" I asked her. She said 1982. And the next question I asked her is, "Where did you move to?" She said, "I didn't move. We stayed together." So her thought was that they separated as husband and wife in 82, but they've been living together. So I asked her the next question, "Why are you asking to get divorced now?" And she said, "Because I'm going to assisted living, and he's not coming along." So it was a cute case.
And so anyway, I was sitting in municipal court, and the background investigation sergeant came in with an applicant who was applying to be an auxiliary police officer up on the northwest side of Milwaukee. And it was a lady, and the background officer says, "Well, she can't be an auxiliary officer until she takes care of this shoplifting ticket that she has from 5, 6, 7 years ago. And she's claiming that she never committed that shoplifting. And so it has to come to court, and you've got to resolve this." And so they passed me up the file, which has got the green shoplifting ticket on it. I said, "Well, ma'am, is this your shoplifting ticket?" She says, "No, it's not." And I say, "Well, ever since I've been a policeman, and as a judge, I've encouraged the officers out on the street to take a fingerprint of the person. If they don't see, photo ID, they take a fingerprint and put it on the ticket, so that if later in court someone claims that they weren't the ones that were stopped, somebody used their name instead, that can be resolved, scientifically by looking at the fingerprints." And so I'll see whether the officer did that in this case, and I flipped the ticket over, no fingerprint. I says, "Oh, so sadly the officer didn't get the fingerprint on this case." Then I look at who wrote the ticket. I did.
I was a court commissioner, and I was doing a criminal intake hearing involving a defendant that was obviously mentally ill, and it was really a question that I'd have to order a psychiatric to see if he was competent. And about halfway through the proceeding, the guy absolutely goes berserk, threatening me, screaming and hollering, and the courtroom's packed and everything's hushed, and deputies come and running, and he's screaming and hollering, "I'm going to find out where you live, and I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take a gun to your kids. I'm going to slice your wife's neck open," and screaming and hollering. And he's taken out of the courtroom, struggling, and there's a big fight in the courtroom. And about 5 or 6 deputies kind of drag him over to the last door, and they get him through the last door. And then the last deputy that's going through the door, I said, "Oh, deputy?" I said, yes, Commissioner, what do you want?" I said, "If that guy asks, my name is Frank Liska."
Case that came in where the people were getting divorced the 4th time from each other. They'd married, divorced, married again, now they're getting divorced. And I told them in the case, "This is the last one, isn't it?" And they promised me it was.